It's a life, fun time, and full of surprises.
Okay, we are here with a good new friend of Pablo and a new guest of our show, WiLLiaM HaRVe.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. So, you know, I was reading through your stuff, and you have a pretty seasoned resume.
Seasoned, maybe a lot, you know.
Yeah, well, you've done a lot of stuff, and you work with a lot of interesting people over the time that you've been playing.
Been really lucky.
Yeah, tell us how it started.
Oh, I was a wee lad, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of always was playing music, and
what's your instrument of choice?
I'm a bass player now.
Okay. Did you start out as a bass player?
I started as a bass player, flirted with the 6-string, but you know, there's way too many strings. And
yeah.
Way too many choices.
And everybody needs a bass player.
and you know, some people.
Everybody needs a bass player.
I think it's a temperament, and I think it's my temperament.
Right. Yeah.
I was always, you know, you pick up a bass, you hold it, you play it, it vibrates your buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And that's partly what drew me to it.
So what was the first project?
Well, you know, 5th grade, 6th grade.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow. So you have been playing for.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Do you ever remember not playing the bass?
Yeah, there were a number of years when I had little kids, where you know, and I had a business.
Oh.
I have a business.
Okay.
I've gone in a lot of directions, and there was a point in time where I just forgot to play bass.
Wow.
I mean, it really was like that.
Because of your own business, when you do that, you're chief cook and bottle washer, everything.
Yeah.
And it wasn't intentional, and it wasn't like I consciously stopped.
Right. But when you picked it up, was it like riding a bike?
It was like, wow, okay, I can do this, and then it was like, oh wow, I really can't do this anymore.
Wow.
Because you know, as you start playing again, you remember what you forgot.
Yes.
And so it was a journey back.
And now you're back headed strong.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, you're in the Pablos, right?
Pablo's project is great.
And what other projects are you in?
The Lord Calvert's.
Yeah.
This is a great band. This is our new CD that's coming out. It's actually coming out next week.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
look at that, hot off the press.
This is a great band with Ascol Buck and Jed Becker and Rich Capitelli and singer Kevin Lyndon.
Cool.
Great songwriters and players.
Are you going to be playing?
Yeah, we play like once a month. But the CD release party is at Fontana's next Tuesday, March 3rd.
Okay.
Everybody's welcome to come
down. I love Fontana's.
It's great.
It's a great room. I love that room. It's really fun to play there.
So we'll have the party downstairs. We'll do a little set, short set, not a full.
Yeah.
So we can hang out with people. And everybody comes, will get a CD and drink specials.
Fun.
It'll be a blast.
Wow.
Nice.
How long have you been with the Lord Calvert's?
We've been doing this 2 years.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Osgold and Jed started writing the songs probably 6-8 months before that.
Okay. Wow. So that happened pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, in the scheme of things.
Yeah.
To get it done, pressed, printed, ready, gosh.
This we recorded last spring over the course of a couple weeks.
Okay. And then the rest took a while. Yes. Exactly. I know how that is.
It's great. It captures live feel. You know. It's a great high energy record.
Good for you. So you said you had kids and stuff. Are they grown up now? How old are they?
Depends.
I know they're never grown up. But I mean, I have kids. I understand that only too well.
My son is 16. He's awesome. He's a great jazz drummer.
Wow, it's the jazz drummer day today. It is.
He's like.
He would have loved these guys.
I know. I wanted to.
Yeah. You can watch the video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
Wow. So is he playing in a?
Yeah, he's down at 3rd Street Settlement.
Okay, my kids went there.
And they have a great jazz program now.
Yeah, they do. Jazz is definitely coming back. It's not that it left, but it was more underground. It wasn't popular. But now it's becoming popular.
Well, and he realized,
It's good.
he's a great rock drummer. So he's like, Dad, I gotta learn how to play.
Ah.
I'm like, whose kid are you? Just
Right.
play.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cute.
But he's a wonderful, tasty drummer. Listens to the players, doesn't play it,
Yes. He's not an ego player. Right. He's a musician.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I have a daughter who's 19, and she's a wonderful actor.
Okay.
And she introduced me to musical theater.
Ah. I love musical theater.
It's a love, because my roots are not in that world.
Oh, I've always, that's one of my skeletons. I've always been a musical theater lover.
So she brought it into my life.
What does she like?
Well,
Does she like old time things or new things or
she likes the new.
like Hairspray? Did she like?
She loved that. That was a certain age.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I have girls.
Now she's at Bard.
Okay.
She's much more on the avant-garde tip.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
is great. But I think in the Heights, Lynn Emanuel's
okay.
piece, that kind of thing.
Good for her. Wow.
She went to the to PPAS.
Okay. All right. Okay. We know kids that went there. So she was working?
She was working at the school, and a couple things outside, but not
Right.
She wasn't a career.
Yeah. Okay. But that's cool. Wow. Where does he go?
He goes to Churchill.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's a great school. It's a great campus.
It's great, hardcore.
Yeah. That's a great school. Wonderful.
Yeah. They're having a different experience than mine.
Well, aren't they lucky?
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up outside Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. John Waters. See, and I said Hairspray. How funny.
Well, I was in a performance band way back when. And,
I went to Maryland.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Yeah. We're in College Park?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so HFS and GTV.
Yeah, of course. WHFS. I was friends with Mike McKay. He had a crush on a friend of mine, so he would always let us be like the 24th quad. That's how I saw Bruce Springsteen.
So where did you hang out? DC?
Well, we back in the day,
Yeah.
in all the bad neighborhoods.
What?
The Pier. Do you remember the Pier?
No.
930 Club.
Yeah, 930,
yes, exactly. The Cellar Door.
Yeah, the cellar. So I went to the Corcoran.
Okay.
And it was 930 Club didn't exist.
Yeah, when I was there, it opened.
Okay.
That's when it opened right when I was
It's
there.
the Atlantic Club, and the guys, the early verbs, were the guys that were the impetus to start 930. They were like, they went to the Atlantic Club guys who were like, you should put rock bands in here.
Right.
So they were the first band in there.
And they moved, I heard. It's not in the same
Yeah, it's
spot.
up on 14th and U.
Yeah. I remember
It's
those
awesome.
neighborhoods. They're nice now.
Oh man,
I've been to DC, and it's like totally nice. It's just like what happened here. It's like squeaky clean. It's like 10th and O and all those neighborhoods where, I hung out in a lot of wrong neighborhoods in Maryland.
Yeah.
In DC, yeah.
930 Club is where Howard University Radio used to be. So it was a gospel.
So you're from the DC area?
Yeah.
Wow. So, but back to Baltimore.
Baltimore.
I played at a place, the Sidebar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I played there a couple times. I love that place, but it's in the weirdest neighborhood.
Baltimore is, weird. It's great, but it's weird.
Yeah, at Edgar Allan Poe's house.
Yeah.
I was there.
So we had this. We used to perform all over the city with like this glitter punk avant-garde noise band.
Right.
And so we did that one show called The End of the World Gig. And John Waters premiered the Linda Linkletter story. Right after we played.
Wow, I just wrote to him, but you have to write to him care of a bookstore that's in Baltimore.
He's still in Fells Point, I think.
It's like they were like the only way you can write to him is to write to this bookstore, and then he picks up his mail every once in a blue moon, So there is a piece of mail waiting for you, John Waters, that I read sent to you. I love him so much. I know. And those Divine days and all of that. I have an autographed T-shirt of Divine. That Divine autographed. Exactly. It was my brother's, but I inherited it. I know. Did you like any John Waters?
No, I'm not a John Waters guy.
Do you know who he is?
No, I don't.
You don't know Female Trouble and Pink Flamingos?
No, I don't.
Hairspray? Oh my
I
god!
know Hairspray.
Okay. Hairspray was when he turned mainstream.
That was pretty mainstream.
But and Odorama, that scratch and smell. Oh my god.
He was bad. He was bad.
He's badass. Yeah, he's
He was
cool.
the best of Baltimore.
He is still. I mean,
That's
it has
when
anything
Baltimore was Baltimore.
when it was grungy. Now it's that like the Seaport. That's when everything.
Like,
Yeah, like DC though was crazy.
Right.
So when did you move to New York and what brought you here?
we moved here in like '85.
Okay, so long enough to know that this is.
What brought us here is literally in DC one night, and we were like in the rock scene and club scene.
Cool.
You know, knew a lot of people, but one Friday night we were out and we were like, want a slice of pizza, 10 o'clock Friday, and we couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's all closed there. Everything is closed.
And my now wife looked at me and she says, "We're out of here." I said, "We're out." She's like, "We're out of here." And 6 weeks later we moved to New York.
Where everything's 24 hours.
Yeah, and it was. We knew like 4 people here, but
And you never left.
Came with like $300, you know.
Wow, but then you could do that.
Yeah.
I know. It's a little different now.
30 years ago, that was possible.
It was. That was the
Yeah.
perfect time to move here,
It was-
actually. That's like the perfect
It
time.
was no, you know, people were still leaving.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
That was a
bad,
really.
it was-
I'm so glad that I was in that time slot because I don't know. It was just there was such magic going on in the '80s in New York City. Like we didn't have cell phones. We didn't really know about AIDS yet. It was just crazy, and we're still here. Thank
Yes.
God. Exactly.
Yes.
Some of us. I know. I'm glad. But that was a fun time. So, do you have a website that you want people to find you?
Yeah.
The Lord Calvert.
TheLordCalverts.com.
And
check it out.
And the show's March 2nd.
The CD party's March 3rd at Fontana's.
Oh, it's March 3rd.
Yeah. March 3rd.
Something else was March 2nd.
Rich's birthday.
That's what it was. That's what it was. That's right, March 3rd.
And everybody's welcome. Please come down.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
And is there any other things that you're working on besides?
I think
That's the
really what I
main
wanted
one.
to do.
Yeah. That's cool.
And I'm rehearsing when I leave.
Tonight, yeah. How exciting. That's fun.
And this is like, this record sounds incredible. And
Who are your inspirations? Who are your,
well, on this, I'm a player.
yeah.
So, but these guys wrote the songs. They took a point of view. They said they created an imaginary band from 60s Baltimore. Because Baltimore had this amazing
So are these
scene.
people all from Baltimore too?
They're from like Mid-Atlantic, Philly.
I lived in Philly too.
So Oscaile's from Philly. So, but they were like, they wrote the songs from a point of view similar like you'd write a script.
So it's a story.
Well, no, but it's a band. It's like the band was in the '60s and they did these records and they weren't successful, but they just about get successful. So they have a whole story, and then they write the songs from this like sensibility.
Nice. So they all kind of like go together.
Yeah, and they're all great. Like longest one's 3:30.
Perfect.
Takes you on the journey. You know.
Sounds amazing. So, do you have a favorite track?
I think right now my favorite. Well,
Changes, of course.
Yeah. I really like the moody stuff with the Farfisa. Like,
Okay.
I love the kind of like Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Yeah, kind of.
Wow.
I know who those people are.
There you go.
Yeah, those people you know.
Those people I know.
Wow, that's cool.
I think my favorite song right now though is "I Can't Afford You,"
Ah.
which is a love song.
All right, on that note, it is National Chocolate Covered Nut Day.
I'm not sure I can top the.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. We need to get a skeleton from your closet.
You know, I've been good so long it seems like bad to me.
Oh, I understand that all too well. But back in the day when you still were running in the mud.
You know, I mean, it was really not one instance I
Yeah.
could share. It was an era.
Yes, of course. Exactly.
You know, I think when I was thinking about this. It'd be the era when we had Fuji's Navy, which was this performance art band, first noise music band in Baltimore, I guess. And we would we'd go out, and the drink of the band was a Slurpee, but pour half out and fill it back up with Pikesville whiskey.
Oh,
that set the tone.
Pikesville.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And then we would steal trash cans before every show from the neighborhood, bring them, and they were part of the percussion, which at some point, what we played was television theme songs, but then it'd break into like total atonal sonic assault.
That sounds fun. Wow.
With vacuum cleaners as instruments and axes chopping holes and things. And
So this is where your daughter gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the avant music performance. Yeah.
So we would play until the host would have to call the police to stop us.
Oh my God, it was
So
that noisy.
Well, if we're playing at a gig at the Oddfellows Hall, we'd go on stage and they couldn't get us off.
And you would literally trash
And
it.
as soon as we saw the red lights pulling up, we'd be like, out.
Wow. And
So that was our modus operandi. We didn't make a lot of friends, or in terms of promoters and stuff.
Right. But you had a lot of fun.
It was great, and people were like, "What?
Wow. Almost like Batman.
Who was that?"
Right, exactly. So that sounds like a fun time. It was.
Good.
It was good. Well, I'm so glad you came. Thank you, Pablo, for sending us WiLLiaM. And would you like to push a button?
I saw this. We bought a case of these.
Really?
When they came out.
Wow.
It was so popular at our house. It was like,
Wow.
people rolling on the floor.
They're
But I
fun.
can't. Let's see.
That's the gun of love. That's the gun of love. It is. It only shoots glitter. That too. And that boings us right out of here. Well, thank you so much. The Lord Calvert's, March 3rd at Fontana's. That sounds great.
Facebook.
And Facebook, yes. Thank you so much. We have one more guest in the house, and we'll be right back.
It's a place to get your 15 minutes of fame. Let me tell you, keeping it real, keeping it rude. It's through the eyes of Ruth, keeping it real.
I got skeletons